So, here we are. Welcome to the Prague Writers Festival. The theme is Live Evil. It's the second part of the first part of the afternoon. We have two wonderful poets. First, we have Cletus Nwadike, originally from Nigeria. He's now in Sweden. He writes in Swedish. And later on, afterwards, we have Abul Qasim Ismailpour from Tehran, Iran. So it's going to be a wonderful evening. So let me invite to the stage first Cletus. Bless you. Hey, hey. Bless you.
Good to see you, Michael.
Bless you.
Good to see you.
Sit down. Take a seat. Take a seat.
Cletus Nwadike. Cletus Nwadike se narodil v roce 1966 v Nigerii. Ve svých 24 letech přesídlil do Švédska. Básník a také fascinující showman ovládá 4 jazyky: Igbo, Hausa, angličtinu a švédštinu. Píše švédsky. Jeho hlavními tématy jsou láska, smrt a Afrika. K tomu řekl: až umřu, chci být pohřben ve 2 hrobech, v srdcích svých přátel a v krátké černé básni. Je také uznávaným fotografem. Za svou uměleckou tvorbu získal řadu ocenění. Zatím vydal 5 básnických sbírek a dětskou knížku Slon v zrcadle. Autora představuje Michael March, zakladatel a vůdčí osobnost Festivalu spisovatelů Praha. Je autorem 7 básnických sbírek. Narodil se v New Yorku, ale záhy po absolvování Kolumbijské univerzity se usadil v Evropě.
Well, that was We Can Work Together by Wilbert Harrison. It was a big hit in the 60s, maybe 1963. I'd like to thank, really, Victoria Lee, the ambassador from Sweden, the Embassy of Sweden, for sponsoring Cletus's visit. We're really very pleased to have her support.
Hello.
I'd like to invite to the stage now a wonderful actress from Athens, Larissa Fergos. Larissa, come. Just wait a minute. I'm not trying to throw around names, Athens, Tehran, Sweden. But Larissa will read the English language translations of Cletus's poems, and Cletus will read the original which was written in Swedish, which is quite extraordinary, coming from Nigeria in the year 1990, settling in Sweden, and writing in Swedish. Is absolutely fabulous accomplishment, and they're good poems as well. So Cletus, take the stage.
Thank you. Wow. It's great to be here in Prague. I'm happy there's so many people here. We've been listening to so many wonderful writers, poets, people from all over the world. Thank you, Michael, for bringing me here, and my Swedish ambassador, thank you so much. And Kofi, and all the rest of you, thank you very much. I've been having a good time in Prague. In fact, I might one day be tempted to come back. You never know. When I read, I'm going to have one of my feet in Nigeria and one here in Europe. We're talking about evil, right? Let me take you back to when I was 10. I was 10 years old. And I was in a football field. My younger brother, Emmanuel, was like 4 years old. And Emmanuel, all of a sudden, becomes sick. So I took him home, and he lied in the bed. I didn't know what was going to happen. My mother came home, and all of a sudden, Emmanuel was rushed to the hospital, and he died. My younger brother died. In Nigeria, a lot of children die when they're between the age of like 1 day to like 7 years. Emmanuel died. My mother was restless. So my mother went to the herbalist. Do you have herbalists in this country? You know, voodoo priest. The voodoo priest said, "Woman, there's evil in your house. That is why your children are dying." My mother said, "Evil in my house?" He said, "Yes, there's evil in your house." My mother said, "What are we going to do?" He said, "Come." Took my mother's hand. They came home to us. And it was ejenjere, 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 iyamboro, iyamboro. And they kept dancing. And they kept dancing. That was the first time I saw evil. When my younger brother died, I saw evil. That was the only time the evil penetrated our home. And the priest keep dancing. They say, "There's evil in this house. We have to chase it away." And they were saying some words, spiritual words, to chase the evil away. Ajambara, 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 to chase the evil away. This lasted for so many days. And finally, they said, the evil was gone. But I was waiting for my brother to return. He did not. I said, because I was thinking that when the evil goes away, my younger brother will come back. But he did not. For me, that was death for me. Meeting death at the age of 10, with my brother's death, that was evil. Because I could do anything to bring back my brother. I'm going to read. I'm going to try to read. Because talking about my brother and the evil I experienced as a baby, I'm going to try to read. It is all about trying to. I'm going to try to read. I'm going to try so hard, I promise. När jag dör vill jag bli begravd I 2 gravar. I mina vänners hjärtan och en kort svart dikt. När jag dör vill jag bli begravd I 2 gravar. I mina vänners hjärtan och en kort svart dikt. Jag drömde att jag kom hem. Men min mamma kände inte igen mig. Jag försökte att förklara för henne, men hon gick och lämnade ingen mat åt mig. Jag gick och satte mig där alla I byn kunde se mig, men ingen förstod mig längre. Jag började gråta och alla I byn kom och talade på ett språk som jag inte längre förstod. Jag drömde att jag kom hem, men min mamma kände inte igen mig. Jag försökte att förklara för henne, men hon gick och lämnade ingen mat åt mig. Jag gick och satte mig där alla I byn kunde se mig, men ingen förstod mig längre. Jag började gråta och alla I byn kom och började tala på ett språk som jag inte längre förstod.
When I die, I want to be buried in 2 graves, in my friends' hearts and in a short black poem. I dreamt I came home, but my mother didn't recognize me. I tried to explain to her, but she just went away and didn't leave any food for me. I went and sat by myself where everyone in the village could look at me, but no one understood me anymore. I began to cry, and everyone in the village came and spoke in a language I no longer understood.
Sometimes when I write, I don't know which direction to look. When I look at the left, I see the dead. And I look at the right, I see evil. So each and every time when I write, it becomes a difficult situation because you don't know which side to look at. Sometimes you just get tired. You just get frustrated because you don't know which side to look. You just don't know which side to look. Do you? We're talking about evil. You know where I found evil? In my heart and in the heart of other people close to me. Evil is always around. But shall we allow evil to win? Evil is always around. I think each and every day is a kind of a struggle. Desperate struggle. Not to look at the direction where evil is the king. It's a desperate struggle to look at that direction of light. The poems in my heart, I'm not going to read in English. I'm just kidding with you. Dikten I mitt hjärta. Sometimes, because of the disappointment, I started questioning the existence of power, supernatural power. When my brother died, when the evil came and surrounded us and took away my younger brother, I started asking, do we have something bigger than evil? Do we really have something bigger than evil? But one day, my heart told me, yes, the human heart is much, much bigger than evil, if we allow it to. Dicta na mitiata. Na sov, shuvles the good, dicta na mitiata. Na voknade. Bad han mig att skriva också i vattnet i elden och i vinden. Han visste att en poet skapar sig själv. Jag är den vitklädda duvan som bär den visdom jordens sakerna. När jag sov, tjuvläste Gud dikterna i mitt hjärta. När jag vaknade bad han mig att skriva också i vattnet, i elden och i vinden. Han visste att en poet skapar sig själv. Jag är den vitklädda duvan som bär den visdom jordens sakerna. Ofta viskar samvetsröst. Ofta tystar vi det. Betalar måste vi alltid. De döda har varit borta för länge för att kunna komma tillbaka. De döda har varit borta för länge för att kunna komma tillbaka. Jag hörde dem viska vid havet. I klädda svarta slöjor står de vid fönstret om natten. De vill höra min andhämtning.
When I slept, God stole a peek at the poems in my heart. When I woke, He asked me to write in the water, in the fire, and in the wind as well. He knew that a poet creates himself. I am the white-clad dove who carries the wisdom the earth lacks. Often, the voice of conscience whispers. Often, we silence it. Always, we have to pay. The dead have been gone too long to be able to come back. I heard them whisper beside the sea, dressed in black veils. They stand at the window at night. They want to hear my breathing.
Is it going so fast? Is it okay? Do you like the rhythm? Good. Good. My grandmother died at the age of 103. When I was a little boy in Nigeria, I stayed with my grandmother. Every time she used to tell me, Cletus, remember that you are responsible for your own life. When I was 7 years old, I moved in with my grandma, sleeping on the same bed with my grandmother. And when I became scared at night, I said, Grandmother, I can hear some strange noise. He said, Cletus, go to bed. Go to bed. I am guiding you. I'm watching your back. Do you understand what I mean? He said, Cletus, go to bed. I'm awake. Therefore, you should sleep. No problem. So I went to bed. When I become scared, I just feel my grandma. I just feel I was a problem child. I was a problem child. Big problem child. Because there was this voice. I was saying things, beautiful things. sometimes terrible things. I was a problem child, big problem child. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. When my brother died, I don't have anybody to play football with. So when I go playing football, I wanted him to be there too. I keep looking for him. Football is a dangerous thing. I kept looking for, sometimes I just take the ball and kick it. Because when he was alive, he used to go get it. Then I say, Manuel, go get the ball. Death can't keep you. My love is stronger than death. Death can't keep you, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, go up. Go get the ball. Go get the ball, Emmanuel. Go get the ball. You have to get the ball. I need you to pick the ball. Remember, I love you, Emmanuel. So I say, go get the ball. And sometimes when I kick the ball, something kick the ball back to me. Sometimes when I something kick it back to me. Maybe trees, maybe walls. But I think it is the spirit of Emmanuel kicking the balls back to me. Kicking the ball back to me. Kicking the ball back to me. Emmanuel, I want the ball. Get up. Get up. Get up, Emmanuel. They don't do that spell of football. When the dead people play football, they say to everybody, come on. They don't do that spell of football. Bedom allat vara med. Ibland vi bara de gamla var med och leka. När de döda spelar fotboll. Be dem alla att vara med. Ibland vi bara de sjuka var med och leka. När de döda spelar fotboll. Be dem alla att vara med. Ibland vi bara barnen var med och leka. När de döda spelar fotboll. Be dem alla att vara med. Ibland vi bara de modiga var med och leka. Vi som är rädda för att spela fotboll med de döda måste lära oss spela fotboll med våra motståndare.
When the dead play football, they ask everyone to participate. Sometimes only the old want to play. When the dead play football, they ask everyone to participate. Sometimes only the sick want to play. When the dead play football, they ask everyone to participate. Sometimes only the children want to play. When the dead play football, they ask everyone to participate. Sometimes only the brave want to play. We, who are afraid to play football with the dead, must learn to play football with our opponents.
Michael, do you like to play football? At night? Okay, I understand you, Michael. That was number 3. My first collection of poems, a short black poem, was a kind of poems I wrote to my the dead people. Every poem was dedicated to the dead. Because in Nigeria, a lot of people die in Nigeria. When I moved to Sweden, it was very beautiful because you see people who are 100 years old. Almost everybody in Sweden is 100 years old. Almost everyone is a country that keeps people. It's wonderful. You see people living to 110, 115. I know a man that was running when I was running in Sweden. And the guy just, he just was so fast. And I said to him, hey, how old are you? He said, 95. I said, you are 95 and you run past me? So I have to put all my effort to try to catch the 95 years old guy. It wasn't easy. De döda kom till mig och bad att jag skulle läsa deras dikter och översätta dem. Döden är ensam, därför beter den sig som den gör. Mina uppfödda barn ber mig om mat, ber mig om skydd. De är det enda som har älskat mig. Jag kysser deras läppar, jag leder dem längtan. Sedan suddar jag bort deras ansikten vid horisonten. De döda kom till mig och bad att jag skulle läsa deras dikter och översätta dem. Döden är ensam, därför beter den sig som den gör. Mina uppfödda barn ber mig om mat, ber mig om skydd. De är det enda som har älskat mig. Jag kysser deras läppar, jag leder dem att längta. Sedan suddar jag bort deras ansikten vid horisonten. När jag sover bär fjällen mig genom en liten port ut i havet, över berget, över landskapet, över dödens skog. Och när jag drömmer släcker fjällen stjärnorna med sina vingar. Det som jag skrivit står på papperets andra sida. Min dikt betraktar mig som bara en fiende kan göra.
My unborn children ask me for food, ask me for protection. They are the only ones who've loved me. I kiss their lips. I teach them about longing. Then I raise their faces on the horizon. When I sleep, the butterflies carry me through a small gate to the sea, over the mountain, over the landscape, over death's forest. And when I dream, the butterflies turn off the stars with their wings. What I've written is on the other side of the paper. My poem observes me as only an enemy can.
You're so wonderful.
Thank you.
You're so wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
It isn't. Well, I don't feel like asking any questions. Not yet. A little bit later. So, I noticed there are no snowballs in your poems. No snowballs.
No snowballs.
No snow. No
Okay.
snow. No cold. No alcohol.
Okay.
Poetry is sort of an umbilical cord. This was Mandelstam's idea, Oship Mandelstam. Throughout the centuries, from ancient times to the present, there's a nourishment, a flow of poetry. Past generations, walls, for us past death into life. So maybe let's go back through the umbilical cord together and tell us a little bit about your childhood. Your childhood.
My childhood. I was born on Thursday. On Thursday, terrible Thursday. My mother said, I was so big. I was a terrible big child. So my mother said it was painful. And this is true. My mother loved me to that. But he said, oh, Cletus, it was too painful. So she loved me so much, my mother. When I was born, it was on Thursday, and my mother just put me in the bed there because it was so painful. You can't believe what happened. Somebody else took me. Not because my mother didn't want me, but she was too tired. My father was not there. So after the woman who took me put back another baby there, a girl. So when my mother saw the girl, she said, oh, I want a girl. But I thought it was a boy because I saw something. I saw something. But this one is something else. Can it change? Can that thing change? From one time it looks like that, and sometimes it looks like, can it change? So they started looking around, and luckily they found me. It's true. So my mother got me back. But she was still, oh, that is a girl. There's a girl, there's a girl. But I will have Cletus. So, my childhood was time Nigeria is not stable. Nigeria is not stable. I'm so sorry. So when I was a year old, the war started. After the war, my father was a businessman and my mother was a businesswoman. So they found, because Nigeria become, how can I put it? Nigeria became a little bit successful in the 70s because of the oil. But when you put too much money in the hand of a stupid person, you know what happens. Some people think that if you're rich, the riches, that money can buy you wisdom. No, that money can make you rich. No. Rich is something else, and wisdom is something else. We know that for sure. So Nigeria thought that, oh, we are rich. Okay, we are smart. And we don't have to go to school. Nigeria has so much money, but no schools. Because they think, if you have money, you don't need school, and you will be wisest man on earth. So it's terrible to grow up in a nation rich, successful, but no education. No education. And even up to date, we still hear about people who said education is forbidden. Do you understand what I mean? Some people in Nigeria still believe that education, they go shooting people at school, telling girls can go to school. We still have people like that today. You know what I mean? So Michael, my childhood at home was beautiful. But when you look out, you cry. If you need wisdom, if you know the importance of wisdom, if you know the importance of education, if you know the importance of equality between men and women, then you will cry. If you know that riches is not the same as wisdom, if you know that, you will cry. When I came to Sweden 28 years ago, I was so happy because I saw it's not a perfect society, but I saw the struggle for equality between men and women. I saw the struggle telling men, parents, to be home and take care of their child. That made all the differences.
Cletus, let's take 3 steps backwards.
Okay, let's go back.
Okay, a second. Did the little girl learn to play football?
What?
Did the girl play football?
Yeah.
She's good and bad?
Something is happening, Michael, I can't hear you very well. What is happening? Is that
It's evil.
It's evil.
It's the evil, man. That's
We
the
should
evil.
get these guys to dance here,
It's
to
evil. It's
clean
evil.
up the place.
Clean it up.
Michael,
Well, the little girl, she learned to play football.
yeah? Oh, yeah. I played in Division 6. You know divisions? Mm-hmm. There's first division, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I played in Division 6 as a goalkeeper. I loved it. Because Nigeria is a country of like maybe 160 million people. Football is trying to put the country together. Football is trying to put the country together. But it's not enough. It's not enough.
So you met a lot of oily people.
What?
You met oily people. Rich people, oily people. Oily. Oily.
Only?
Oily.
Michael, I can't hear you.
I can't hear myself.
Something is happening here.
Okay, something has to give. Well,
Do you say that? The question again.
it's to do with corruption.
Yeah?
Why did you leave? Well, let's go back to the Biafran War. Which side was you on?
I'm a Biafran child. This is. Can you change this microphone for me? I'm not. But can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you too, but when you ask questions, I don't get it.
Let's put the this earphone in. This earphone here is the earphone, right? Put it in. We can hear each other through the earphones.
Okay.
We're too close to each other.
Yeah, maybe.
Too close.
Something is happening. Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
Ah, that's better.
Now.
Now.
Yeah.
How now? So, which side were you on? The Biafran side?
Yeah.
The Nigerian side? Which side?
I'm a Biafran.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I was a baby, so a baby can't do anything. My parents were Biafran, so
Yeah.
I'm a Biafran.
So you lost.
I don't see it that way. We found out that it was useless to fight. So we say, draw. No more war. No more war.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
It's a painful experience because the thing about Nigeria is that it's a huge country that wants to put. It was the British, actually, who just wake up one day and draw the map of Nigeria. They were sleeping, so they would get up and say, "Let's draw the map of Nigeria."
They rigged the elections. The first elections were rigged by the British.
Yeah, madness.
Yeah.
Madness.
So, what made you? How did you come, and why did you decide to go to Sweden? What drove you to Sweden? Why Sweden?
I was actually trying to go to Russia because I love the Kalmars, V.I. Lenin. I love them. I love them in theory. I love them without knowing, much about them. I was like 16 years old, so I loved them with my 16 years old heart. So I didn't know so much about them. So I read that Moscow was clean. We saw on the TV, in the radio, in the papers, Moscow was clean. A lot of good writers, Anton Chekhov, Mayakovsky, these powerful guys. Kafka from here. Kafka is from here, right?
Well, they were dead.
Yeah, I know.
They were dead.
But we read these literatures, and you know, we love the idea. I love the idea, at least.
The idea or the ideologies?
The ideologies.
The ideologies.
Yeah. I mean, letting everybody have a home, school, good road, that was what we needed in Nigeria. And when we didn't have this, we know that Russia had it, so we thought it was a nice place. And we were not so friendly with the British because of the kind of history they had in our place.
You could have gone to San Francisco.
Yeah.
You could have gone to San Francisco.
Next time.
With Jack Hirschman.
Yeah.
With Jack. Anyway.
Jack is a wonderful guy. I love him. He's my translator in the U.S.
So what happened? Why didn't you stay in Russia? Why didn't you get to Russia?
I was going to Russia.
What was the story?
I was going to Russia through Bulgaria, Poland. In Poland, my friend made a mistake. He bought me a ticket. Instead of a Russian boat to Russia, he bought one to Sweden. So I ended up in Sweden.
And they were happy to have you.
Yeah. Sure. You know, they have a kind of very human system. What do I say? Humane system.
Humanistic.
What?
Humanistic.
Precise.
Yeah, that was the past.
Yeah.
That was 1990. That was 1990 Europe.
Yeah, they still have some. They still have it. They still have it. I want to believe that they still have it.
Your poems, well, I know a little bit more about the poems. Are very socially oriented.
Yeah.
Is it because what you saw as a child?
Yeah. Is it a question?
Yes.
Yeah, of course, when you grow up in an environment like Nigeria and moving to Sweden, you will be like, wow. Wait, because it's no longer about the survival of the fittest. It's no longer about survival of the fittest. You have the things you need to stay alive. For me, that was really good, that you don't have to struggle until you drop dead on the street. That somebody will call you up, give you a suggestion on where to get a job. If you don't have a job, you can go to school. I mean, that you don't have to like struggle until you die. That you can at least have food, room. Nigerian society is not a terrible society. It's just that we don't have right people on the right places. We have to give power to people who can handle power. We have to choose. We have to say, who love these people? Who love our nation? Who love these people? Who love these black people? Who among the black people love the black people?
So, Sweden wasn't too clean for you?
Yeah, it's okay.
Too clean, no? Too clean.
Sweden is lovely.
And you learned Swedish, and you wrote in Swedish,
yeah,
and you write in Swedish. How did that come to be? That's remarkable.
No, if you love a country, if you believe what the country is doing, it is easier to learn the language. I believed what the country was doing. I believed that there should be equality between men and women. I believe that men should stay home and take care of their children sometimes. I know that what they were talking about was real. So because I believed them, I wanted to learn their language, use it the best I can.
And it's beautiful. Your language is beautiful.
I'm trying so hard.
But the landscape is Africa.
The landscape is Africa, always Africa, because of Emmanuel. Because of Emmanuel.
You're not going to write about urban renewal?
Maybe. It's a long time. These poems that I read was poems that were written like 20 years ago. In fact, they're not poems that relate to my immediate situation. They're poems that I wrote for a long, long time ago. They're 20 years of poems.
So what are you writing now?
about cats. If you live in Sweden, you have to love cats and dogs.
You like cats or you like dogs?
Yes, I have to.
Well, you like them equally.
Yeah.
They're equally accessible. Equal.
Yeah.
Tell us really, in a sense, about this question of, in a way, evil. What's evil about Sweden? Is evil in Sweden? Is no evil in Sweden? In Lund? Does Lund have evil?
Everywhere you find humans, you find evil. I always say that the evil, okay, if you look at statistics, says that most people that kill each other are people that have relationship with each other. Does everybody agree to that? Most people that kill each other are people that have relationship with each other. It's not often a foreigner that comes and kills you. It is people who you have a relationship with. It is people you know. So evil is not very far. You know, you don't have to look that way. That way is always close. It's always close. You know. So what is evil about any country is that it's always close. As long as you live among people you love, pretend to love, should love, there's evil there. We have to be very, very careful about that because it's so close, always so close. As long as we love, should love.
You know, I guess you know that when I wrote to Cletus, because we read in China, in Chengdu, with Esme Lepore and Titi Maja, and now they're here. It was wonderful to meet everyone in Chengdu.
Yeah.
I never heard of Chengdu before I Chengdu'd. But in this case, I write about evil. I send these evil poems to Cletus, and he sends me back goodness. Maybe it's the goodness of the African sun. Where's this goodness? Because there must be I have this feeling, this tremendous goodness, in a sense, from Africa. Maybe the African religion. This goodness. They're always fighting evil. And you write about goodness. Even your evil poems are good.
Thank you.
What do you think about goodness?
For me, evil and good is like two dogs. Two dogs living in the human heart. The one you give food every morning, he's the one that stays alive. And the one you don't give food is the one that dies. So evil and good is two dogs living in our hearts. You decide.
The last thing is that Cletus mentioned education, and he's been teaching, I guess, young children.
Yes.
Football? No. You've been teaching them, what have you been teaching them? 17 years in Sweden.
Yeah,
What do you teach?
I'm a pedagogue. I help kids. They actually help me. We sit around, we talk about things that we're not comfortable with. And I listen to the kids because they surprise me all the time. They always ask me, were you born black? Or maybe you were born white, but you went to the sun too much and you get like this? I say, yes. Sometimes I play along. So staying with the kids, it gives you a lot of happiness because you don't expect. They tell you things which nobody else will tell you. One kid came to me and said, Cletus, I'm going to tell you something. My father don't like black people, but I like you. And I said to her, my father don't like all black people, but I like you.
Hey, Cletus, I like you very much.
I like you, Michael. You're a nice guy.
To you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Folks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Thank you, Michael.
Your beautiful cat.
Thank you, Michael.
Beautiful
Thank you,
cat.
Michael. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. We messed up some minutes with this stuff, but I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
So we're going to continue